We basically lived together probably three out of the 4 years that we were at college. And, that friendship, of course, is based on a lot of highs and a lot of lows, and a few lows. Aaron had a lot of highs. Aaron has definitely seen the best and the worst in me. Aaron is probably is the only person in the world, including my mother, who's actually read my college thesis. And sorry to put you through that, bud, but I do appreciate it. He's also seen the worst of me. He was charitable enough to keep me on as a friend after I accidentally peed in the corner of his room and tried to get into bed with him one night. But I appreciate that, buddy. I've also seen the highs and lows of Aaron. As far as the lows, I will leave that to Boosh. As far as just kidding. As far as the highs, the highest, of course, is standing right there. So. I met Becky for the first time during our freshman year when she came to visit. Needless to say, she stirred up a lot of attention. She turned a lot of heads when she arrived on campus. And I remember we had to pry our resident water polo player, Reed Galugale, off of her. And that was a pretty memorable scene. And I remember thinking, man, we were pretty lucky to have a guy that can get a girl like that. And I'll never forget when he temporarily lost her during our sophomore year, and it was a really kind of dark time around campus. I mean, Aaron, is not Jewish, but he found God and he grew a beard like a rabbi in his mourning, and it was a sad time for everybody. It was especially a sad time for me because nothing worse than going out with a single Aaron. I mean. Mr. Stanford Soccer with his PhD in charm rolls in, and all of a sudden, the girls are not as interested, if you know what I mean. So I was very relieved when they finally got back together at the end of sophomore year. And, basically the rest is history. I mean, junior year, I actually really got to know Becky. I could call her one of my own friends. I remember seeing the evolution of a nice, young, New England girl all of a sudden became the Southern Belle with some seriously wicked dance moves, but unsurprisingly, she was continuing to turn heads at school, and that hasn't changed, of course. By the time we were seniors, I think there was no doubt in most of the close friends' minds that we'd eventually be here celebrating this day, and thankfully it came sooner rather than later. So we're really just so happy to be here. I think that in a lot of ways, Aaron's kind of define friendship for me because, you never really know how much somebody means to you until something happens to them that you really feel yourself. And I remember when Aaron first told me that he had proposed to Becky and that she, in a moment of profound weakness, had accepted. And, I remember feeling like, I said, okay, wow, that's great, man, congratulations. But I remember feeling like I'm waiting for somebody to call up and congratulate me. I was just so happy, I just really, really felt it. And, it's really kind of what friendship's all about. And I think that for a lot of us, especially the people that went to school with them, besides just being a great friend, Aaron and Becky together really define a lot of what kind of the ideal of love would be, really. They were so perfect for each other and so dedicated to each other and so transcendent of any time or space that separated them. It was really something amazing. And for as long as I've known Aaron, Becky has been the most important thing in his life. And I just like to raise my glass to say, thank you for the things that never change. So congratulations, guys.